I attempted suicide twice. It's 2 times that I can remember. The others I'm not even sure, because I think I even lost track of time during that period in 2014. And I thought that was the only way out, but it actually is not. There's help out there.
Globally, one person dies by suicide every 40 seconds, and for every single suicide, 25 people make a suicide attempt. WHO reports showed a 58% increase in suicide reporting in Kenya between 2008 and 2017, with about 317 suicide cases every year. During the COVID-19 pandemic, high suicide risk has been associated with high perceived stress. One may experience anxiety, fear, frustration, sadness, and loneliness, to the point that these feelings become constant and overwhelming. Additionally, existing mental health conditions, including severe anxiety and major depression, may worsen during a crisis.
My name is Vivian Gaiko. I am a mother, and I am also a suicide prevention awareness advocate. And all of this stemmed from my own personal story and personal journey, and I felt the need to support others. This started way back in 2014. I lost my firstborn baby after 16 days after birth, and that was unimaginable. I can't even explain the turmoil I was going through. I just couldn't believe that I had just lost my child. I felt like my life has just ended. I was grieving. I was grieving without, enough social support. I felt I was alone. I felt nobody understood me. I just wanted to also end it all, because now my reason for living was not there anymore. Losing a child is very devastating, and for me, I can't even explain all the feelings that I was feeling. I was disappointed. I felt helpless. I just didn't even notice that my baby was sick. Being in medical school and not even noticing that you have a sick baby in the house, for me, it took me on a guilt trip. And at the time, I wasn't even working. So I was home alone, and with all these thoughts, they were so overwhelming. Sometimes I could not even, remember some simple things. I couldn't concentrate. I remember there was a time I was boiling milk, and that milk boiled. It boiled, the sufuria ikaungua, and I was just seated. I was not watching TV. I was not listening to music. I was just seated. But then all this happened, and I didn't even know. So I actually had to throw that sufuria away so that I will not be asked. So these simple things were even hard for me to do. I couldn't concentrate. Sleeping was a challenge. I would, not get sleep at night and then oversleep during the day. And I found myself doing things just for the sake. I remember I even hiked Mount Longonot with a CS wound. And this I came to find out, to find the picture later, the way Facebook memories pops out, a memory. And I looked at the date. I was like, this date, I was still a new mother. I was still a mushaire, as we say here. And I hiked Mount Longonot, went up, went round 7.5 kilometers to Kilelengamia. I was jumping. And if you see that photo, you would think I was so okay. But deep down, I was hurting. I was bitter. I was depressed. I was grieving. you know, all these emotions were going on, but I had masked it. From my face, you could tell I was strong, I was okay, but I wasn't. And even for me to just find out later that I hiked on a time that I was supposed to be, you know, resting and healing, took me by surprise, because I think I even maybe did so many other things out without knowing, because I was just, you know, in this cocoon and thinking I'm alone. And then of course I was afraid to seek help. I was ashamed to share with people. So I thought the only way out is suicide. I attempted suicide twice. It's 2 times that I can remember. The others I'm not even sure, because I think I even lost track of time during that period in 2014. And I thought that was the only way out, but it actually is not. There's help out there. There's support. In order to end the shame and stigma, we have to really be open about this. There's a lot of stigma surrounding suicide. So for me, I never talked to anyone about it. I went on a mission to just better myself, and so I would go for dances. I would, you know, explore reading. I even did a business course just to almost like distract my mind. But then there's also many other things that people can do, and also reaching out to somebody with whom you can share, because also sharing is really what helps. Somebody you trust, with whom you can share what it is that you're going through, because all these things are real, especially now with COVID. It has really destabilized so many other things, aspects of our life, our finances, our, you know, probably our schooling, you know, our careers, so many things, you know, our responsibilities at home with children, or probably with our older parents that you're taking care of. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're in distress, there's actually help out there. Don't suffer alone. Probably just talking to somebody might help for you to explore coping mechanisms.